Hello and namaskar. Today we are joined by a trailblazer whose journey is a treasure trove of brilliance. Let's welcome the incredible Anooja Bashir.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
So, what has inspired you to embark on this entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, that's a big question. I mean, though the question is very short, but the answer to is very huge. To begin with, I am an accidental entrepreneur. I didn't come to this ecosystem to be wanting to become an entrepreneur. Everything was accidental. So my career started as being a civil engineer, and I was in Dubai. So because we wanted to shift to India, and because of my kids' studies and stuffs like that, we came to Cochin, Kerala, where I didn't want to do the typical corporate job because I want to spend a bit of time with my kids, and my parents were very kind of keen that I do a 9 to 5 job. So my father said that you better join a college. So everybody was like, okay, chalo, that's a big, I mean, that's a good thing wherein, I'll have enough time with my kids also. So that's how I joined a college where I was a faculty, a professor, as well as helping out people for HR because I was connected to corporate. My backend career is connected to that. So while doing that, I realized that there's a lot of problem in the academia versus corporate because there's a huge gap. This I'm talking about 2013, okay, long time back. That time entrepreneurship itself was not there. Solid entrepreneurship nahi tha. So when I started this was an idea. So I felt it like very good thing now because there's a huge gap. So the moment I got into that idea, I felt like I'm going to kill it. That's what that's where every entrepreneur goes wrong because that's your idea and you see only the plus part of it. It's like a bliss to you. You're sure you'll implement it. So I was like very keen, and there was a friend also who wanted to kind of associate. That's how we started. But I didn't think about how am I going to implement this. I was more obsessed with my idea. So concept was good, everything was good. It didn't run for 6 months. By the time my family also got very pissed with me, and then I understood that I'm not going to do. My father is a bureaucrat, so he was very kind of like troubled with what I'm doing because I did engineering and all those stuffs with test engines and stuff like that. Why am I getting into those areas which I don't know what I'm doing, and I
You
don't.
were in Wharton, you were in IIM Bangalore.
No, that and all I did. No, that and all I did after that. But I did my MTech, BTech and MTech first. I told you, I'm a typical engineer. तो हमारे यहाँ पे engineering doctor is a kind of profession which children should be. That's how it works. So something I was doing which was not acceptable by not only my parents, my family, my husband, everybody, the whole of the society.
A journey of all the
Yeah.
entrepreneurs.
So, but I took up that decision in 2013. You have to remember it.
Wow.
Today, it's very supportive. Even I am a diversity evangelist. I support to this ecosystem to bring in more women. But when I started, I didn't had anybody. So 6 months down the line, I had to shut the system. But then I understood I have to wait. Patience. मुझे पता था I need to go very slow. This is not going to happen. 2017, I took a kind of like I switched off from entrepreneurship, got back into corporate, and then I learned marketing to the core. So like 2013 mid say to 2017ish, I was in marketing. I understood how this works and stuffs like that. I did few courses and stuffs like that, and then what happened was that I again restarted the company as a mark tech company. But यहाँ पे एक और problem है. I am not a techie. I studied marketing now. But I thought I can do it because again it's like idea na. But this time I was sure of the implementation thing because पहले झटके में I learned implementation is very important. So everything was a lesson. First thing taught me only with the idea, incredible idea also. It won't work unless you have an implementation strategy. So that is why I became a marketing strategist. That's the pivot happening there. And then after that, it was going very good. In the meantime, I went for a foreign trip with my family. By the time 13 days I went, something happened here. I also did a small thing here. In 2017, just to make sure that my system runs very well, I took a huge space where I did good interiors and stuff and all. I thought, why don't I space with similar people and take their rent also? So I started the first co-education, co-working system in 2017.
Wow.
Now 2013 also. Mine was
Now
first
this
and
is
10.
a thing now.
Now this is the thing.
Yeah.
So I was very ahead of time.
Yeah.
So this is again a message to every individual, every entrepreneur. No, even visionaries also. However you are visionary, don't strike unless the right time comes. Timing is very important. That also I learned. So the journey is very important to me. I told you, this answer I can't comprise and tell you. It's a huge thing for me. And then I started a co-working space. But वही पे problem था कि that was again ahead of time because somebody did some transaction where we were the marketing consultants also. The consultancy was going through us. They didn't pay. I had to suffer. And that time I didn't know the legal implications and stuff because I was solopreneur ना. तो मुझे नहीं पता क्या करना है and I was so in a panic mode. What if my people come to know? Because already first failure ना. See, if it was first, it was okay. This is second again. And once and it was going smooth also. पहला वाला शुरू करने से पहले बुझ गया. दूसरा वाला चल रहा था. So I was like, I'm not going to give this up. And then there started this. This was around 25 lakhs का debt, which मैंने ना मारवाड़ी से ली लोन ली. मुझे नहीं पता ये रोलिंग कैसे होती है because I come from a very aristocratic stable family where money was never a problem for me. I've never seen financial crisis. And this is happening for people who are raised, accommodated in a mid system. It's easy for them to accommodate, but trust me, which I don't know many of them know or not. When you are raised in a very comfortable system, you come out of the comfort system. It is very hard for people to do it because you're not used to it, no. And then you do all blunders because by the time panic button is on, so this made me roll money. This debt from 25 lakhs, it became 75. It even hit almost once a year. And then nobody to help. I didn't know what to do. I started doing, then I shut down my company again. I had to pay the losses, debts clear. So I sold most of the things I settled, I established in the company. And then I got money, I gave the money to. So it was a painful moment for me because I still remember the day I cried because I was like, I'm not going to give it up. But I had to, there's no other choice. But that day I decided, I will create that many backups. I'll never see a day like this. Still now I'm doing this. I keep backups. Backup is my biggest strategy. And what is it? What do you call it? Different aspect is that I am my last backup.
Wow.
कितना भी मैं क्रिएट करूँ, मैं अपने आप के लिए एक बैकअप रखती हूँ. सिर्फ मुझे पता है वो बैकअप क्या है. So that's how, because I was this is a journey thing. It teaches you. By default, it gets into you. That way, I understood, and then I became a consultant. I started working, and I'm making money, and I started stabilizing myself. Then a point came in where people were like, "Why don't you get into corporate and get a good job?" Entrepreneurship is not for you. People said I'm a good marketer, never a good entrepreneur. So that was one of the another motivation. You asked for inspiration. That is an inspiration. Yeah. That was the inspiration for me. Internal motivation for me that if I don't do it, I'll have that dabba in my head that I'll die with that. That I was a loser. I don't want to do that. Failure is not a very beautiful thing. Failure teaches you a lot of things, but failure is not something where people would give you that recognition for. So that made me, from there, I kind of understood, I'm going to do it no matter what. So, but for that, I had to understand that I need patience, I need perseverance. At the same time, with passion. But earlier, I thought only passion would work. Then I understood with passion also implementation strategy में मुझे अपने खुद की नहीं, I have to have a 360-degree system which supports whenever it will fall. So I need to have tech. Yeah. Which I don't know because I'm not a technical person. I'm more into the other space. I've learned marketing, strategic marketing, very deep, but not technology. Okay. And I'm not a tech savvy person at all. Even now, I am not that very, but because I have systems that is into tech, I learned tech. That's where I met my co-founder, Vinod Chako. Even there is a very beautiful part to that. When I met him, he told me, see, you might be very brilliant and stuff like that, but as of now, तुम ना घाटे पे हो. मेरा खुद का सिस्टम है जहाँ पे आई एम नॉट डूइंग ग्रेट बट आई एम डूइंग स्टेबल he taught me one thing also. In business equation, हमेशा बराबरी चलती है. So how can how can we partners? Now I can't employ you because I can't pay you that much. So this is not going to work. So I said, it hurt my ego a bit, but still it gave me a thought. What he's saying was right? So I decided, this guy is very clear. Clarity has me. I want a person as my co-founder, as a guy who has clarity. मुझे वो चाहिए था. I just wanted that. And a person who knows stick. So I decided, for sure, this is the guy I'm going to align with. So I told him, give me some time. I'll come back to you once I take my that status. I'll come back to you. So I went and did a marketing campaign. I made some money. And with that, I saved some money. I had my first 5 lakhs. With that 5 lakhs, I went to him. I said, okay, this is the investment I'm going to put. We'll start. So he said, we don't want big infrastructure. I said, no, we'll have big infrastructure. I can only play the big, I only play the class way. I can't negotiate and compromise and work. So I need a space because my office is my temple, my mosque or whatever is that, my Zen place. So I want it very, very nice and beautiful and very classy one. I would say classy. So he said, but he was also in. He said, and he told me that, I knew you would do that. That is why I told you, I triggered you. I said, no. But he was a very nice guy, okay. And then from there we started Oriya. And it was going good. Again, something came in which not even the mankind expected. COVID. Can you imagine my presence of mind when this is happening? First failure, second failure, third failure abhi hone ko hai. What will I do? And then this lockdown was there. So मैंने उससे बोला नहीं, I will go. Whoever is going to stop me, government, nothing is going to do because I can't take a failure anymore. What is this? How is this happening? I started thinking, why is it God giving me this much hurdles? What did I do? Why am I getting one after other? बचने के कोई chance ही नहीं है. So I'm like, what did I do? So I understood one thing. This is coming on. But why is it coming again? So I understood if I'm going to think in a way, these troubles are coming and I'm going to curse the situation or ये यहाँ पे मैं अपने आप में डिप्रेशन बढ़ा दूँ, ये होगा. That's one thing. So I always think that problems are challenges. Challenges are opportunities. When leveraged, it cannot be taken. It is something that is innovative that can be created which brews money. That algorithm I learned. So मैंने सोचा जो हमारे कंट्रोल पे है वो हम कर सकते हैं, जो हमारे कंट्रोल पे नहीं है हम नहीं कर सकते. Don't run after it. Then you will use your control, those things where you're control of. So that balance needs to be there. So I thought, what can I do right now? That is where I enrolled in Wharton for strategic marketing. I had a good mentor also, Nicholas. वो Ivy League का सबसे बड़ा is very good. He taught me a lot of things which I've never even thought about. Meanwhile, I also did brand management from IIM. So online stuff I did. That is the time I realized that how did these brands came in existence, from Coke to Procter and Gamble to everything? What was that brand personality? What was that? How did the brand identity evolve? What is brand identity? जो लोगों बोलते हैं क्या है उसका मतलब? That is where I started understand. Then I went and looked back at my own brands. Why is that? Those are products and services. वो कभी brand नहीं थी. Because for the brand itself sells. Brand never works in a price conscious market. We were working in a price conscious market. Whenever there's a competition, we negotiate. So I understood that is not how it is to be played. So to build my brands, to position my products or service so that they pivot into a brand, I became a brand strategist. From a marketing strategist to a brand. So I became a marketing and brand strategist. Wow. And that's how it started. It started then 2020. COVID became a gala year for us. Oh, yeah. So COVID was a curse. COVID was a...
you changed your obstacles into opportunities.
I leveraged it.
Yeah.
And then 2020, I said, Vinod, let's make FlexiCloud also a startup. 2025, we registered with a private limited company. We got into Startup India. Ours became a startup.
Wow.
And then I started branding for other companies. So in meantime, I also studied different domains, from deep tech to SaaS to health to ed to D2C to everything. building them, I know their journey.
Hmm.
I know what is the weakness that will come. I learn the do nots more than the do's.
Yeah.
So I don't focus on weakness alone. SWOT मैं पूरा का पूरा लेती हूँ. Because when it comes to weakness of people who are weak, I look only their weakness. Strength तो मैं बना ही दूंगी. But कहाँ पे छूकेंगे या कहाँ पे गिरेंगे, I'm bothered about that. On the other hand, when it is about the competitors, I look only for their strength. Weakness से कोई मतलब नहीं है, because if I am taking their strength, naturally उसका weakness हो गया ना. So strategy for competitors is different, for clients it's different.
Yeah.
So that also I learned in between. And then it happened. Then that time women entrepreneurship got kind of boom.
Yeah.
Initially, I didn't like the way I was being addressed as an women entrepreneur. Why? Because I'm an entrepreneur, right? Why is the gender? Nobody gave me the cushion of being a woman.
Yeah.
Every trouble I had was being a woman again.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. But later on, I understood that a journey of a woman is very different from the man, because the way she has to handle it emotionally, the way society brings in hurdles for us. For man, the hurdles are only in business.
Yeah.
For women, the hurdles are not only in business, everywhere. Because to move ahead, I think woman doesn't need to be empowered or support. She just needs to, don't bring her obstacles हर बार पे. वो खुद अपने रास्ता बनाएगी. She doesn't need support. She's very powerful to do that. So that is where I understood that maybe my journey would be a kind of a benchmark or a standard or a book wherein people can understand. That's where I started mentoring people. But here it's not only women alone. I because that's a journey of an entrepreneur. So I started doing mentoring pro bono for startups. Now I'm a startup mentor to 45 incubators in India, which includes IIMs, IITs, incubators like Kerala Startup Mission and different places like AI, Atal Mission, etc. So ये मैंने इसलिए किया, मैंने मुझे करना था क्योंकि मुझे पता है एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर दिस इज नॉट इजी. क्योंकि जो मैंने भुगता है और what I went through, I don't want a person to go through because it's like a psychotic thing. Trust me, because world see the glamour side of entrepreneurship. 24
With
hours.
your story, I can really say I read a phrase that fall down 7 times and come up for the 8th time. You have actually done that. Every time you have done that. It's really inspirational.
Yeah, I have fallen multiple times and किसी ने मुझे पूछा है कि do I cry or do I fall? I brutally cry. I have every emotion. Actually, emotion is my strength. But my bouncing back is very fast.
This line is the biggest line. Emotion is the strength.
Emotion is the strength. Emotion is really the strength because it is an emotion from where your passion comes. वो जुनून वहीं से आता है. But again, I'll have to say one thing. Being a woman or a woman entrepreneur will never give you a cushion. What made me different, again, the differentiator was I collaborated with men because the thing is that I've understood that men are logical.
Yeah.
For example, if a man goes to a shop, within 15 seconds or 10 minutes, he'll do his shopping. Whereas you go for a woman, the first question is that what am I going to take? Now, if I take, what is the color I'm going to take? If I take the color also, what kind of color I would like? It's a lot of questions that's iterating. So men don't want to take that kind of janjat. Women are ready to take that.
Yeah. They're willing to take that.
They're willing. They love it.
Yeah.
Because they want
They're more perspective of life.
That's because they have so much perfectionist. Like Chetan Bhagat said that. So I've met Chetan Bhagat long time ago. He's a very good friend also. So he had said, I mean, I don't know where he said it. In one of his books, he said it. About 80% of Indian women are obsessed with being perfect. Perfect mother, perfect sister, perfect daughter, perfect wife, perfect entrepreneur, perfect businesswoman. So the running behind perfect, ये सब नाड़ा छूटता है.
So, as we are talking about women, so as a woman, what challenges have you faced? Let's get deep into it. Yeah.
The biggest thing was that when I was in the women's space, I never had a woman associate or a woman counterpart. I had always male. I was in the man space. When I have a meeting at 10 o'clock, I'm the only woman. When I go for those kind of tech events or entrepreneurial events, in business there were few, in MSME there were, but in startup ecosystem there were, from my place none were there. And so people were looking at like, where is she going? What is the time? 10 baje. So kind of judging started, and nobody understood that what I'm doing. Before even me getting into this space, everybody made a assumption that either मैं पागल हूँ या मैं ये कुछ और हो रहा है. So I understood one thing at that point of time, whether you are a man or a woman or whatever is that, you can't make everybody like you. I'm not here for everybody to like me. I'm here to make my point. I'm here for those people who want something from me, in the sense like help, or as a mentor, or as a strategist. जो मेरे aligning के बराबर पे आते हैं, those are the people I would even consider, because I want to live my space. I believe that I'm here for a purpose. I need to love me too. So that is where I am not bothered about judgments. That is where I became bold. From a naive girl, I became bold. But in women, there is this woman space. It's not like that Andolan I'm telling. There's no revolution, okay? In entrepreneurship or in profession, there is no gender. It's your kabiliyat and your talent and your skill that comes in it.
Yeah, truly.
Okay, but there are challenges for women in most of the spaces, because they can't travel at late hours. They can't be in places where you don't have facilities, because women have their own kind of like, you can't be in a road like men. In contingencies, what do a woman do? So the problem is that they need space, that kind of space where at least they have minimal stuffs happening. This is an example I said. But when it becomes on a bigger platform like entrepreneurship, hurdles are much. You're a mother. You can't, how can you ask them what is your priority? An entrepreneur or a mother? So that question nobody asks a man. But to a woman, everybody asks that question.
True.
Mother or an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
What should that's also a baby. Nah? Startups are also babies. The other one, the biological babies.
Yeah.
Maybe a mother might go for biological babies, but an entrepreneur, it hurts for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So my point is that you can balance it.
True.
But for that, ecosystem also needs to support. But today, ecosystem is supporting.
Yeah.
Because they have also realized the fact this is a world of coexistence. Unless woman is not there, you can't make it up. You can't grow. Economic growth won't come without women, because women are multitaskers, good organizers, strategists. Even, for example, I'll tell you, people call women are manipulators. The positive side of manipulation strategy.
Yeah.
So for a good ghost, their brain thinks more than men. Logically, they can't take the difficulty of thinking, putting effort. Woman takes that effort. Simple. This is the trait. But if the two traits are combined, then you will see a world where you have not ever been, and your clarity is so huge. So since I've been working with men, the clarity I've got, because I understand the other side, other perspective of our logics. Logic will teach you how you can implement the practical way.
True.
So the creativity combined with practicality takes you to next level. So the chances of failing is less, and the chances toward growth is more.
Yeah.
So, but I faced a lot of challenges wherein, see, हमेशा मैं उस challenge के बारे में discuss नहीं करती, because those are something which I endured because I made the choice. So, whether you want to be in this place, because I don't compromise, that's the biggest difficulty. So, without compromising, going ahead is somewhere you are going to have a lot of hurdles and difficulties.
True.
But one more thing, when you rise, you actually rise, because then you become a super epitome of power.
Yeah.
So I think for that, you need only two things: talent, hard work, perseverance, patience.
Truly.
If you have that, you should believe in yourself first. Before anybody believes in you, you should believe. I believed in myself. And second thing, I never gave up. You never give up is a hashtag which...
Fall down 7 times, get up 8.
Yes. Because when I did Sharan did a podcast with me, I put a thing called never ever give up. That became a hashtag. Never ever. Because that never ever thing, it resonated to so many people who have gone through that journey. Because some journeys are so connected, at least somebody has gone through that journey. So whenever they feel it, there's a ray of hope or a beacon that, dreams can come true.
Yeah.
Dreams will come true if you manifest.
Yeah.
Only manifestation also won't help. You have to work towards it. So for every woman, the challenge they face, I think that will make them more bold. They'll make them more confident.
True.
There's a side that they might have internally and emotional breakdowns, all because those conversations that will hit the comfy space. The comfort space will get affected, but you have to understand that the fear has a definition. Fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. I like the second part. Face everything and rise. Then you become invincible by default. You learn it. This is all like a brushing teeth wala stuff.
Yeah. So as we already know about FlexiCloud and the Oera, so you have so many hats. So how do you balance your roles and responsibility with these diverse roles?
To be honest, I should thank my people for that.
Okay.
You never can do a one-man show in entrepreneurship. Not even in entrepreneurship, in life, you can never do a one-man show because it won't sustain. It won't go on a long run. So eventually, I've understood that I need to have a great team in my as my staff. So I trained them very well, especially my founder's office, Annette, Abhijit. All these people are kind of like these are people who stood by me, who believed in me. That, like I said, no, after COVID, these people believed in me that I'll bring up something. They were so glued to the vision I created. And my co-founder, that guy kind of like, he never questioned me, how are you going to do it or how will you do it? When the world said no, he was the only person who said the first yes. Because he said, I can do it. So I think my team and my co-founders, and I have multiple co-founders again for different, like I said, Pocket CFO and other stuff like that. So I felt that, they all believed me. At a point, they somewhere they gave me that space also to move ahead. Because if you're a warrior, you also need to have a team who gives you that space to surge in front. And I'd also say that, strength of the pack is me. And the strength of me is my pack, Mowgli. One of my favorite quotes. That's on a professional way. And coming to my family, I think my children are my biggest inspiration. I have two kids. Ahil, who's 21 years old, who's studying in Australia for commerce, finance. And my daughter, Afreen, who's doing her 18 years old. She's doing her law in Symbiosis, Pune. So coming back to that, I'll tell that my kids, my Gen Zs are next level. What they taught me was so surprising. See, people say that Gen Zs are very immature. From my kids, I've only learned. I've learned how things can be taken in a very light manner, how problems can be solved by getting a clarity. I think Gen Zs have a lot of clarity, to be very honest. And they also believe that, you don't do only hard work, you also do smart work. That part my kids and my daughter especially taught me one thing. You should say how to say a no. My daughter taught me that. That's a big thing actually. It is very difficult to say a no. No is a very heavy word. So like
you always feel bad.
Very bad. ये guilt होता है. तो मेरी बच्ची ने मुझे ये सिखाया. No is something which you should do, because if you said that no, the impact or the aftermath of that thing would be less if you would have said that no earlier. Because you said a no, or you had that gut feeling of saying a no, because you really know that there is a problem in this. This is a no. But still you compromise with, not hurting the other person on the other face, where you're not saying a no and you're kind of like compromising and going. See, the compromise is not you. The compromise is that you're actually compromising a concept or value which is not going to happen, and just you're giving a false hope, and ultimately it has to break. Time waste, relationship में दरार होता है, तो business might collapse. A lot of aftermath of it. It's always better say no. So this I do it beautifully these days. One of the reason for my success, I would say that if I feel a no, if I have a gut feeling, I really, unless I get a clarity of why should I make it a yes. So I think that part is, and my son is a finance person more. So I'm very bad at finance, to be very honest. So he also taught me a lot of things, how exactly your money can be handled well. Uh, According to his concept, money saving is also money uh, earning. So but you can have your luxuries also, but for that, planning money is very important. So you plan well ahead of your trips you're going, and your shoppings you're doing. Keep a budget. Once he told me, because I was a shopaholic, this thing really worked for me. So I think my children, Afreen and Ahil, has given me a lot of life lessons. So that is where, again, professionally and personally, I had so many good people around me, who understood me, who also gave me that space, who brought that better person out of me. So when there are a lot of things happening around, I think these two areas somewhere where I felt so much peace and zen with, I started seeing clarity. And for me, only they matter. My family and my professional family and my personal family. So when it comes to them, that area I'm very strong. So it automatically balance happened now. But still, I'm still struggling with a lot of stuffs, like physically to be here or there, traveling, being a woman, a lot of things happen emotionally also. But but still you get up and put your show on. When so today morning, early morning, I have to rush because I have a flight to catch, and then I have to pack all my bags. But again, I have to reach in time. So time management is very hard when you are multitasking. So for a woman, it's very hard because you wear multiple hats. So that part is something where every woman struggle, and there is no shortcut for it. You have to endure it. But again, you can plan it. Like I said, balance came from proper planning. And second thing is that these people give me balance. So when both of these things came up, and also have good associates. Okay, over the years, I have relatively understood whom I need to associate. Which are the people or the tribe whom I want to keep close to. Which are those people who even might be friends, good acquaintances also. Because there's a huge difference between acquaintance and associates. So I filtered it out. I think filtering helped me to find balance. And I believe that striking a balance would take you to the next level. Strike a balance, whether it is entrepreneurship, life, everything. You have a balance, you take your fun, love yourselves, unless you love yourselves, you can't have empathy and sympathy for people around you. So once that is there, automatically life is not that bad. It is actually good. It's great.
Yeah. So as we are talking, we just talked about life. So in today's world, technology has taken over life. So with FlexiCloud, Oera, how do you see technology evolving businesses?
Okay, so to begin with, Oriya, that was my first company I started with. So Oriya is a martech company. So even when we were doing marketing also, marketing is not something tangibly we can showcase, because it's a process more. Whereas technology, again, there is a lot of implementation in it, because tech stuffs are tangible, it's visible. You can make analysis. On the other hand, marketing, you can't measure it. How do you do it? So that part, I think, when technology came in, lot of areas we could come up with some kind of tools or some kind of standards where at least we have a permutation combination theory. So that's how in Oriya we created strategies also. To be very honest, when marketing and technology came in, I saw another perspective of it, where I believe it, marketing is more strategy and technology is more innovation. When strategy combines with innovation, you know what? You will have an answer for every small details. Every small details to the core, that the probability of failing algorithm, what are the checkpoints it already gives you. So you create backups. So many backups. Because you know the end game. So I think technology really helps you to, what is that, to nurture or to enhance what you're creating. Technology helps that. It's not that technology is doing some magic. Technology creates that wrap for your strategical implementation with the right way, where you can measure it, where you can see what is going wrong, where it is going. So that is where I believe that unless you know technology, unless you have a tech system wrapped up, the probability of you getting successful is very hard. That is why most of the people are passionpreneurs, not entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship, when your idea incorporated or infused with technology, only entrepreneurship happens. Otherwise, it is a mere business.
So, as you have 20 years of experience in this, and you have a lot of experience in falling down, then getting up, and so many personal experiences, professional experiences, give us a brief about your brands and initiatives.
So, like your first question, I told journey. When you asked, the question is very simple, but the answer is so you understood how the journey went. So, my journey was kind of like very, very deep. That I am a entrepreneur by journey. Trust me, everything I've learned from the journey. Even now, I believe entrepreneurship is a journey, not a destination. It is evolving me every day. I'm being better every day, personally and professionally. I'm learning. Still, I'm learning, curious to learn. Whenever I fall, I understand that there is so much to it. And regarding your question of branding, so Oria is my primary company. FlexiCloud is where FlexiCloud has been recognized as a top 200 startups by Forbes. Yeah, so we raised 2 investments. We bought in an innovative platform. Where FlexiCloud is a PaaS platform. That means platform as a service. So in case of FlexiCloud, it's into a managed cloud hosting space. So we all know that whenever we are hosting a website or an application on internet, see, when it goes to internet, only people can actually access it. So it's kept in a cloud basically, and this cloud providers like DigitalOcean, AWS, Vulture, all these people, Google also is there, Azure also, Microsoft ka Azure bhi hai. Ye sab, what they do is that they are infrastructure providers. It's called as IaaS, infrastructure as a service. That's why they provide cloud. They're cloud providers. Now, they are mostly into the enterprise level stuff. So where startups, SMBs, they don't get prompt support on a monitoring basis or on a management basis. So those people who don't know technology, and those people who know technology also, this hosting managed cloud hosting is a different arena by itself. So most of the time what happens is that if your website goes down, you see that site's 404 error, your site can't be reached, all these things, even glitches, malwares, getting hacked. Google went down for some time. The trillions of dollars it has lost. Amazon has lost. It's huge because it's not that when somebody's coming to your website or application or whatever when they are Googling or searching, once you don't get it, the problem is that the journey of the buyer's journey stops there with you, but buyer's journey start with someone else. They get to, if Amazon doesn't work, you get to Flipkart, because by the time your shopping spree has started. So emotionally and psychology this works. Technology, if other thing goes wrong, you are in a loss, because a client who was supposed to come to you, who has to bring 10 other references or 10 plus or 100 plus references, he also goes. You are stopping your buyer's journey. So this is very important. So that we understood, because Vinod founded, it was his brainchild, okay. So he understood working in that space, this is really happening, because people don't know to resort to whom. And when this glitch happens, they resort to consultants where they can't afford it. Normal people can't afford it. So that is where we created a platform, where we created a stack or a platform wherein we bring all cloud providers under one umbrella. And what we do is that we, according to the specification which is required for the client, we start from there. So we have named it FlexiCloud. Flexible cloud. This cloud gives you flexibility in choosing your cloud. You can choose any cloud providers. You can choose any locations. You can choose any application, whether it is WordPress, Magento. We give everything. So if your website is built in WordPress, we host it. Magento, yes. React.js, Node.js, anything. We don't, there's no limitation. For example, Kinsta, only WordPress. WP Engine, only WordPress. So the thing is that we are flexible. If you are any application, we'll handle it. And then we also give a scalable plan, wherein you can start with base. As you grow, you need more space. So we don't as I say, you should not kill the golden goose. If they are capable, let them grow. As they grow, when they grow, we also grow. And other than that, we have enterprise level clients. We also agencies as our clients. So as many agency makes websites, we are also getting it now. So we have also created a sales funnel from them also. Strategy. So FlexiCloud also gives you guaranteed backup in the sense, in case any glitch happens and you lose your content, we have a backup. We ensure your server sanity. We have self-healing servers, which helps you to fix your thing. And we have a product in such a way, it gives us alert. We have a 24/7 by 360 days, people sitting in, out. Anything happens, they'll set things up. Unless it is a cloud provider's problem. But management, we are pros in. So that is what FlexiCloud does. Now coming back to Oriya, Oriya is like a stage where any brand, you have a concept. You can come to us, wherein we make your concept into reality. The tagline of tagline of Oriya is like, design your vision into reality. You have a vision, we'll make it reality. How we make it reality is from phase of creating a brand identity. That means your logo with a brand concept, where core identity and visual identity. Visual identity is what you see. Core identity is a message you communicate to your audience. From brand identity to business collaterals to marketing collaterals, where you engage with your B2B to B2C to B2G clients, we make it. With videos, we conceptualize the idea so that the recall really works. We also do brand building, brand positioning in terms of collaboration with events, networkings, recognitions, everything. How to place it. We position it, social medias, digital marketings, lead generations, visibility, everything we do. We also manage these brands by taking them as retainers, where the client or the product or the service only need to focus on their business. Rest of the things are taken care by us. So it's a 360-degree business consultancy which takes off your marketing needs, technical needs, and from there, once we build this, we manage this. Hosting part, my technological company will take, and the finance part, if you want to raise funds or if you want, the third company takes it. So I've created a loop in which there's a buyer's journey. You come to us, and one more thing, we are emotionally connected to our clients. Because, if they grow only, this is a sustainable model for us. Otherwise, a one-time client goes off. So that's why I said, no, now we choose who are our associate, who are our clients also. Because if they don't have a potential for growth, ye aayenge, ye jayenge. What will we do after that? So what next is a big problem. So we choose our clients seeing not only because of whether they have money or not, are they capable, are they passionate, is there technology or something they have innovative. We only can enhance it. We do the enhancing part if they do their part. So that is where Oriya is into. Pocket CFO is a finance, a fintech kind of a startup which helps in accounting, virtual CFO stuffs, and also managing the accounts, how to do the valuation part, how to raise funds and all those. So we have almost every technology which is in-house or associated or sister concerns, where we don't depend on others. So depending part is very important, because I've learned in my life all through the journey, even I'm good, the person I depend, if falls, I'll fall. So I created co-founders, I created systems so that I said, no, backup. And I also create a last backup where I understand that even everything goes wrong, how my client is safe. What is the worst scenario? So I always go for the worst scenario. So I'm an optimist as well as a pessimist. The algorithm works in extremes. I found the extremes of it, idhar ka bhi, udhar ka bhi. So when the extremes come in the same place, initially explosion happens, then a balance happens.
So what about the initiatives?
Okay. So during this journey, I went through a lot of, you can understand the emotional traumas and emotional highs and rise. It was like being a woman, you are also emotional. So everything went, and it happened so fast, okay? I didn't even get time to process it. To be very frank, I'm still processing it. So I understood that I should do something for women. Before women, I used to work in NGOs and stuff. I love, that's another area where I'm very humane. I have a kind of, this is not for bashon or lecture for commercial. I do it because I find peace with that. You ask me, how do I strike balance? Because I become human. I come out of this all this business, and this is a person who's empathetic to people to understand. And whenever I see these humans who are in difficulty or going through, I realize that what gift I've got. I didn't go through any struggle. It's just emotional ups and rise. But what are these people doing? So I get a lesson from there also. So I go there to learn, to lessons, life lessons, how people endure, the resistance they make, the power, the comebacks I learn from them only.
Yeah.
The resistance they do, how strong they are, how are people, because humans are survivors. So in that aspect, I started something called Anooja Initiatives, where I started doing hunger campaigns. It's called food campaigns, where we provide food for people. 100 days we did something where every day we had plans. We bought sponsors, we bought our associates, and we all provided food to people, those who were in streets, those who were in orphanage. Even one day for everything. It's like multiple days, multiple people. But that was so happiness. We came to know. I mean, it's a touching thing when we understand that your children are so living a luxury life when someone, just because you didn't had that destiny.
Yeah.
So somewhere you have to understand that nothing is forever.
Yeah.
You can come there also. That time you need to cope up. So for that you need to have that consciousness that koi bhi amar nahi, no one is immortal. So that is where I started with, but still we do it as all our companies. Whenever we have in a year we do something. I say we call it peace. That's our peace part, where we want to do this. But because we have other side of where we do a lot of, we travel, we kind of have celebrations, events. But somewhere this part is also required. If this is not infused in it, somewhere you feel the guilt. Never you should have guilt.
Yeah.
And I started an NGO again on something called NEED, diversity. I'm a diversity evangelist. I support women, I support LGBTQ, I support differently abled. So in my journey, I understood the challenges, like you asked, women, how do you support women? Because women's journey is very different. So from there, I've also encountered so many women who just, because they are a woman, they want to get in the system. This I find very, I'm telling it on like an open public platform, I'm telling, just because you're a woman, that doesn't, and it's not, diversity also doesn't mean to take man out of equation.
Yeah.
Okay, if a man or woman, you have to come on your talent, but diversity gives you an opportunity to come in, because tier 2, tier 3 knows it. Maybe tier 3 and tier 4 or remote places, they don't know there are things like this. Maybe the talent hidden out there. So this is a platform to bring in those kind of people. Even the troubles they face in workspaces, in the gender equality problem they have. You can't say, a lot of things are there which needs to be addressed. That's why this thing has come across. But you can't exploit it also. Because if you exploit it also, it won't run long. Then during that journey, Sumit Agrawal, he's from Calcutta, he's a friend of mine. So he was a diversity evangelist. He was the one who told, you are actually a diversity person. How come you don't know about? That is the time I know there is something called diversity. Okay. So I went to Calcutta. I figured there's another community which is also facing a different problem other than women, called LGBTQ, differently abled. So if differently abled is going through physical problems, LGBTQ people are kind of like acceptance from society, their emotional traumas, not understanding them. But for me, diversity is where you belong, where you're not judged. The people are kind of so transparent, because you don't need to connect on any professional or any to make where you come from, where you, who's your father, what is your assets, what achievements you have, who you are, doesn't matter. What that matters, only humans, all on a platform where हम बोलते हैं, सुनते हैं, कहते हैं. It's like a, like I said, no place of belongingness. I find a lot of zen there. Because of Sumit, I became a diversity evangelist. And then I also have worked with Women Innovator, which again closely work with UN Women. So UN Women, Kanta Singh, she's one of my very close kind of mentor, or I would say, where she really wants to do a lot of things in India. She represents actually UN Women in India, wherein I've found that there are so many people, men, women, even the ecosystem itself are trying to make a difference. So today I say, we don't need leaders, we need change makers. So these kind of things or initiatives are very much required to, like you rightly said, again balance. Because if these things are there only, the other things will survive. If that thing, if these business ecosystem and startup ecosystem are only there, the money is there to support these kind of things. So it balances so well. And today I also am into a lot of initiatives wherein we give pro bono mentoring, but not on a basis of, but I go through incubators only. Individually we can't do that because it again takes a lot of time and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, with so much experience in diverse fields and as a co founder, establishing strategies and helping other companies to grow. So, what is your vision and what message you would like to give to the people out there who want to be future entrepreneurs?
Okay. Number one thing, you should have clarity on what you want. Second thing, passion, perseverance, patience. All these things should be infused, and you should endure the journey. You're not here to get investment, or this doesn't work like that. You're here to live a journey. You're not here to come to a destination. Third, make choices. Whenever you want to say a no, and be very honest with who you are, at least to you. Don't pretend yourself to you. If you can do that, I think every entrepreneur who has a good idea, who has a good strategy, who can understand how technology and marketing can be balanced with the right tribe again, this is not an impossible task. So I believe you should have that grit, determination, and a never giving up attitude. If you have that, definitely you can go for that. Trust me, from two failed startups, from going through hyper emotional ups and downs, I'm a serial entrepreneur who has multiple startups. I have a startup which is a top 200 startup by Forbes. I have accolades from 40 under 40, ET Women, to Times Business Excellence Awards, to Outlook, to every Fortune, Forbes, Outlook, Business Today, everywhere. I never knew that woman who the world took as a failure. If I didn't believe in myself, I would not have reached here where you are taking my interview. So once you believe in yourselves, rest of it will fall in its place. You just need to give it a try. And as I think Priyanka Chopra has once said, the biggest failure of your life will be that you didn't try. So I think every person who believes that he or she can be an entrepreneur, please do try. Rest will fall in its place.
Yeah, completely. Thank you so much for your time. I'm pretty sure that our audience is going patch. Thank you so much for your time. I'm pretty sure our audience are going to love this interview. It was an enlightening time. Thank you so much.
I really had a wonderful time with you. I was also reliving every moment when I was talking to you. So I didn't feel like I'm doing an interview. Instead, I felt like, we're just sharing things. Yeah.
So even with when our audience will be watching this video, they can go through this lane and they can also see how they can start their entrepreneur journey. And if they fail, they can come back to this video and see how to get up. Thank you so much.